You ever hear the one about the serial killer who stalked Hollywood's elite for over a decade, right under everyone's noses? Welcome back to the Hollywood Con, where we unravel the most shocking scandals, cons and crimes from the glitzy world of fame and fortune. Today, we're diving into the chilling tale of the man known as the Hollywood Ripper. His real name? Michael Gargiulo. His crimes? Some of the most brutal, calculated murders in recent history. But here's the twist. For years, he blended into the nightlife of Los Angeles, and no one had a clue that behind the charm and the friendly smile was a cold-blooded killer. Michael Gargiulo grew up in Glenview, Illinois, a seemingly normal kid in a quiet suburb. But behind closed doors, there were signs of something darker. Friends recalled his obsession with violence, and by his late teens, rumors of bizarre behavior started to swirl. He was known to have a fascination with true crime stories, almost studying them like textbooks. He even bragged about knowing how to get away with murder, a statement that would later chill those who remembered it. His first known victim was 18-year-old Tricia Pacaccio, a neighbor from his hometown. In 1993, she was found brutally murdered on her own doorstep, stabbed multiple times. Gargiulo was just 17 at the time, and while he was questioned by police, the evidence wasn't strong enough to charge him. Her family searched for answers for years, not knowing the killer was living right next door, smiling and waving as if nothing had happened. For nearly 2 decades, her murder remained a cold case, haunting her family and the Glenview community. What's even more disturbing is that after the murder, Gargiulo continued to live in the area, attending local parties and social gatherings, all while maintaining a chilling calmness. Friends and neighbors described him as confident, even charismatic, a stark contrast to the horror he was capable of. But Michael wasn't done. In fact, he was just getting started. In the late 1990s, Gargiulo moved to Los Angeles, chasing dreams of fame and fortune like so many before him. He settled into the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, working as an air conditioning repairman and mechanic, mingling with up-and-coming actors and models. What no one knew was that he had brought his dark tendencies with him. It was here that his killing spree began. He became obsessed with beautiful young women, watching them, studying their routines, and then striking when they were most vulnerable. His method was calculated and brutal, breaking into their homes, attacking them when they were alone, and leaving no trace behind. Neighbors recalled seeing him watching women from his car, sometimes parked for hours just observing their routines. One of his most high-profile victims was Ellerin, a 22-year-old fashion student and aspiring actress. She was living the Hollywood dream, dating celebrities and attending red carpet events. One of those celebrities was Ashton Kutcher, who was set to take her out on a date the night she was murdered. On February 21st, 2001, Ashton Kutcher arrived at Ashley's house for their planned night out. He knocked on the door, but there was no answer. Through the window, he saw what he thought was red wine spilled on the floor. Thinking she had already gone out without him, he left. But that wasn't wine. It was blood. Ashley had been brutally murdered just hours before, stabbed 47 times in a frenzied attack that shocked even seasoned detectives. Her body was discovered the next morning by a roommate. The brutality of the crime was so disturbing that the police struggled to understand the level of violence used. Gargiulo, who lived just blocks away, continued his life as if nothing had happened, fixing air conditioners by day, stalking new victims by night. What's even more chilling, he attended local parties and community events, blending in with the very people who feared that a killer was on the loose. For years, Gargiulo evaded capture, even as the bodies began to pile up. He was charming, friendly, and well-liked by his neighbors. He blended into the community seamlessly, going about his life as if nothing was amiss. Later, when his crimes were exposed, the media dubbed him the boy next door killer, a chilling nod to how he had hidden in plain sight. He would often be seen fixing cars, helping neighbors with handyman work, all the while secretly stalking women. He struck again, in 2005, murdering Maria Bruno, a 32-year-old mother of 4, in her own apartment. She had just moved into her El Monte home, excited for a fresh start. But her life was brutally cut short. Gargiulo slipped into her apartment and attacked her as she slept, stabbing her 17 times. He was so bold, he even removed parts of her body as gruesome trophies. Once again, police were baffled. His clean method of operation left no evidence that could link him to the crime. Detectives noted how meticulously he planned his attacks, often studying his victims for weeks before making his move. But his luck ran out in 2008 when he attacked Michelle Murphy in her Santa Monica apartment. This time, things didn't go according to plan. Michelle fought back fiercely, managing to wound Gargiulo in the struggle. He fled the scene, but he left behind something he never had before: DNA evidence. It was the break the police needed after nearly 2 decades of hunting this ghost. That single slip-up led investigators to Gargiulo. When police searched his home, they found knives, masks, and a collection of items that linked him to the other murders. In 2008, he was finally arrested, bringing an end to a reign of terror that had lasted over a decade. But his trial was far from straightforward. It wouldn't begin until 2019, over a decade after his arrest. When it finally did, the courtroom was packed. Ashton Kutcher even took the stand, recounting the night he knocked on Ashley Ellerin's door, unknowingly staring at the crime scene through the window. His testimony was chilling, revealing just how close he was to discovering her body. Gargiulo was found guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. In 2021, he was sentenced to death, marking the end of one of Hollywood's darkest chapters. His victims finally got justice, but the scars he left behind remain. Michael Gargiulo's story isn't just a tale of horror, it's a reminder of the darkness that can hide behind even the most familiar faces. For years, he lived among the stars, blending into Hollywood's high life, all while carrying out unspeakable crimes. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the real monsters aren't on the screen. They're right next door. Thanks for watching The Hollywood Con. If you found this story as haunting as we did, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more unbelievable tales from the dark side of fame and fortune. Until next time, stay sharp, stay skeptical, and remember, sometimes the biggest con is believing you know who your neighbors really are.